always do that. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been published in the Burlington County Times and Trenton Times on the 5th day of January 2025. Additionally, posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Pemberton on the first day of January 2025. Those wishing to be notified of changes to scheduled meetings were notified via email or regular mail. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Ward?
Here.
Mr. Doyle?
Here.
Mr. Dewey?
Here.
Mr. Harper?
Here.
Mr. Bianchini?
Here. All right, the meeting is now called to order. Closed session resolution number 275, 2025 authorizes council to go into closed session. Gentlemen, I don't believe we have a need to go into closed session tonight. All right, let's move on. All right, we have two presentations tonight. The first one being an Eagle Scout presentation, and it's regarding flag donation boxes. You're up.
Good evening. First and foremost, I want to sincerely thank the members of the council and the mayor for taking the time to hear me out today. Your support and attention are greatly appreciated as we all work together to improve our community. As many of us know, we are fortunate to have a military base close by, and as a result, we often see flags, both military and American, flying proudly in support of the brave men and women who serve our country. However, in my time here, I've noticed something concerning. There is a noticeable lack of flag collection boxes in our community. At present, the only two available that I'm aware of are located in private buildings accessible only to members. As a result, many flags, whether military or American, are being disposed of improperly or discarded, which is both disrespectful and a missed opportunity to show respect for our nation's symbols. This is where my Eagle Scout project comes in. I'm proposing to provide 4 new flag collection boxes to key locations around our town: the municipal complex, the senior center, the Borough Police Department, and the library. These will be publicly accessible, ensuring that any worn or damaged flags can be retired properly and with dignity. Upon completion, I personally will oversee the installation and delivery of these boxes to their new homes, ensuring that they are placed in locations where they will serve our community for years to come. Thank you again for your time and consideration. I look forward to working together to make this project a reality and show the respect and gratitude our veterans and service members truly deserve. Thank you.
What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Chase Van Brackle.
What I want to do is invite you to our next VAC meeting, our Veterans Advisory Committee meeting, and meet our members, and if you wouldn't mind, and if your parents wouldn't mind, doing the same presentation.
I do not mind at all.
All right. It's the second Tuesday at 5 o'clock. No, the VAC. Veterans Advisory. You're not up yet. So it's the second Tuesday of the month, 5 o'clock in that conference room.
Thank you.
Young man, if I can ask you, what kind of time frame are you talking about having these ready and available?
Right now, I'm just in the planning stage. I have just started working towards my Eagle Scout project recently. I've just sold popcorn to help support my cause right now. We're not sure right now. The materials have not been bought, and we still need permission, which is why I'm here.
Before you leave, could I get your information, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Council President, can I ask
yeah,
a couple
please.
questions? Chase, your initiative is great. One of the locations is the American Legion, I believe, right?
Yes.
That's going to go away. I don't know if you know that or not. And part of the problem is, and that leads me into part of the question too, is used to be under flag code, you know how to retire the flags. I know the scouts are part of that process at times. There were cloth flags, so they retired them by burning them at the end. Current flags, though, they're not cloth anymore. They're all nylon. So with the toxic fumes that come off the nylon flags, you can't burn those anymore. So there's a new way to dispose of those. I believe you, cut them in quarters, I believe it is?
I believe so.
So I guess my question is, I do believe we need collection centers. I really agree with that. But who's going to be responsible for those collection centers, and who's going to dispose of those flags appropriately once we have them?
I have spoken to many scout groups in the community and other community members that have given me the go-ahead to say that they will be able to help in the collection of these flags. And I myself also will help go and collect them and pick them up and drop them off at the proper facilities.
Okay, that's, the end thing is the manpower taking care of them and then doing it the correct way. That's my big concern. So thank you, and you know where I am. If you have any questions, reach out.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Chase, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are you looking for donations to move this project along?
I am only looking for permission to give these to you.
Okay, but you don't need any donations to help you out with this project, or?
You had mentioned you were doing some fundraising?
That I've already done, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That is all. You're welcome.
We're supposed to have a second presenter from Tatlow Solar. Oh, is that you?
Yes.
Please, sir.
Joseph Cortez, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. My company is building solar projects that generate solar electricity on the Old Town Dump and the Lang Superfund site. They ended up being small projects, but the key to our program is we provide residents, preferably of Pemberton, 30 to 50% discounts on their electricity. We are currently working with and building on 25 towns throughout South Jersey. And we do this as a matter of course. We work with the towns and cities and counties to publicize these meetings and offer these discounts, which these days are quite popular in New Jersey. We do something that's very different than other solar companies. We do not send anybody to knock on doors. We don't think that's effective. There's still a lot of questions that homeowners have about solar. Also, there is a lot of mistrust out there. So as a result, in order to get our discounts, the resident has to attend one of our meetings or a friend or family member attends one of our meetings. And our discounts start at 50%, but there's only a certain amount allocated for 50% discounts, and then it comes down when that allocation for 50% discounts come down. It's awarded on a first-come, first-served basis, and you sign up at these meetings. And that's pretty much what we have for a program. We thank the Township of Pemberton for providing us those sites. They're not big, but there's enough electricity for 600 families. And this is heavily regulated by the Board of Public Utilities in New Jersey. They want these projects built, and they want to provide relief to residents of New Jersey. Community solar projects are required to provide discounts to residential customers. They're required to. And the discounts last forever, as long as you pay your bill. Of course, you'll have, a couple months grace period, but you don't have to worry. All you have to do is show up to our meetings, sign up. We will inform you when the project's going to be built. Currently, we're creating wait lists for this and other projects. And there's really a big question a popular question I'm always asked is, what's the catch? There is no catch. There really is no catch, and that's because we're heavily regulated. We have to do this properly according to the Board of Public Utilities community solar rules. So, we have announcements, and we posted one on the kiosk a couple weeks ago. But basically, we will work with probably Ms. Koznowski, the township clerk. We provide the materials. Is that okay? I volunteered you out of nowhere, sorry. But we usually work with the town clerk. We make the flyers available. We also have sign-up sheets that we make available at town halls. We are going to be contacting the Pemberton School District because we believe that school families would really value these discounts. So we have worked with, we spoke with the school district and Mr. Havers a couple of years ago because we were thinking about building solar on their schools. But this way, we can get going because we literally could break ground on those two projects this fall. Yeah, we're that close. And once we complete construction, the electricity will be flowing, and that's when you start getting your discounts. Yeah, yes, sir.
Joe, if I could ask you a couple questions. Have you ever had a meeting with our economic developer, director?
No, I do not.
You haven't?
No.
Okay. So I'm sure that you had conversations with our former BA.
Yes, yes,
Have you had meetings with Jack Tompkins on this?
yes.
Okay. So the procedure is everything is supposed to go through economic development before any projects proceed.
Okay.
So I don't know when this project was started, and I don't know if
Oh,
you
it
finally
was-
got Pineland's approval.
Yes, we are, we had a meeting with the Pinelands, and these are good questions. We're expecting formal approval from them this month. We also already obtained interconnection approvals from Atlantic City Electric, which is not an easy thing to do, but we did it. And we pretty much have all the paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it would be very advisable to you to have a meeting with the economic development,
Sure.
because that's where it starts, not with our former BA and certainly not the mayor,
Sure.
before you go any further, because you could run into some problems. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Next up, public comments. The council's intention is to preserve the level of respect, courtesy, and civility required to successfully conduct the public's business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during public participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in a dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for purposes of clarifications. Council members can offer comments on the speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. All right, Marty, you're up.
All right. Good evening, Town Council, community members, and Mayor. My name is Marty Graf Wenger, and I'm the president of the Browns Mills Improvement Association. I'm excited to share some recent successes and some upcoming events for our community. First, I want to highlight the fantastic success of our open mic night. It showcased the incredible talent within our community and brought us all together. We were thrilled to have Kendall Brunson, our new Director of Recreation, join us, and he impressed everyone with his talent on the trumpet. Thank you to everyone who participated. Now, don't forget our Clean Communities Trash Pickup on Saturday, September 27th at 8 a.m., meeting at the Country Lakes Fire Department. Please sign in on the BMIA clipboard. This is a great opportunity to come together, and there will be a free pizza party afterwards. Next, we have the American Red Cross Blood Drive on Sunday, September 28th at the BMIA building. Each donation can save lives, and donors will receive a free breakfast and a $10 Amazon gift card. Sign up at redcross.org using our zip code, or you can scan the QR code that I have with me right here, and just come up to me and scan it with your phone. Following the blood drive, we will hold our annual BMIA General Membership Meeting at 3 p.m. on September 28th. We need all BMIA members to cast their votes for our new board of directors. I am so pleased to share that should everyone be elected, we will be looking at a full board of directors with no open slots, which hasn't happened in a very, very long time. After the election, we'll be appointing our committee chairpeople to our various committees so we can continue our mission to create fantastic opportunities for our residents. The BMIA has seen tremendous success in the past year, including tripling our membership and community involvement, and we couldn't be happier. I also want to remind you about the School Board Candidate Forum on October 26th at 2 p.m. This is an opportunity for community members to submit questions to the candidates. Please submit your questions now to bmiaorg@gmail.com or text me at 609-388-1305. We've already received some questions, but I'm looking for some more. Let's ensure voters are well informed about their choices on Election Day. Now, let's talk about the upcoming Witches Ball on Halloween night starting at 8 p.m. This thrilling event will be held at our BMIA building, which will be transformed into a spooky wonderland. Expect fog, strobe lights, lively music, and all the haunting vibes. We're inviting all ghouls and goblins to enjoy this spectacular evening, complete with gift basket door prize, free food for our members, a contest for the best costumes, and tons of fun. It's going to be an unforgettable night filled with all the enchanting thrills that Halloween has to offer. Looking ahead, we envision bringing back a winter parade that truly celebrates our community. Picture this, everybody, a festive event where a distinguished citizen serves as the parade marshal, riding in a car or on top of a float to turn on the tree for the season. Community groups, nonprofits, and scouts could also participate along with lively local marching bands. We believe it's essential for the mayor and the new recreation director to work together on this winter parade to ensure it happens flawlessly. The BMIA is eager to partner in any way to make it happen. This collaboration would mean a lot to the townspeople who have lived in this town for generations. It's a win-win situation. In conjunction with the winter parade, the Recreation Department could also host a holiday light judging contest where residents compete for Browns Mills bucks as prizes. These bucks could be spent at local businesses, providing a wonderful incentive for everyone to get involved. Imagine how stunning our community would look when the homes around the lake are all lit up, creating a beautiful atmosphere as we celebrate the holiday season. As for Sycamore Hall, it has a rich history as an event space for lavish parties in our community, including fabulous Halloween parties. It makes us very sad to see it allowed to deteriorate. If the town could help encourage the property owner to at least maintain the exterior, such as cutting the grass, we would be eternally grateful. Finally, I'd like to mention that BMIA memberships are available for the low price of $15 per family per year, and you get so much for that $15. If you'd like to know more, you can please come talk to me. Thank you all for your time and support. Let's continue enhancing our community, and have a great night. I just wanted to say real fast that I brought up that Wednesday meeting because I know we're looking for a high schooler to join us. And I thought that's what you might be leaning towards. You know? It's an idea. When you meet with him on Tuesday, you can talk about Wednesday. Okay.
Good evening, council. And happy birthday, Mr. Doyle. Who would have thought 56 is so young? All right, so I think we're just going to jump right to resolutions. 276 and 277, I would approve. 278, I did a little bit of back digging, and Dan and Mr. Harper, I spoke to you guys about that. I looked up the resolution, which was 195/2023, and originally it was contracted out for $149,778.91. We're now well over 2 years since this was previously passed by the former council. What is the need for about the $50,000 increase? You know, I know costs have gone up, but have they gone up that much in 2 years? 279/2025. My question for that is, how many radio red meters is the township going to be purchasing? 280/2025. My question is, how much is the refund from the escrow sub-account, and what is the reason for closing the account? 281/2025. I definitely support this and our police getting new equipment. We need to have law and order in our community, and getting new vehicles supports that mission.
we would also have, I would also like to know how old are the vehicles that we will be replacing in the fleet? Are they 6, 7, 8, 9 years old? How many miles do they have on them? And do we know when we'll be expecting to receive the 2026 models? For purchases over 3,000, I think we had a little typo. I think you guys meant 2026 instead of 2025 for the end date of next year. Of course, I think that's what you guys meant. For letter B, I say yes to. For number 11, you guys know how I feel about the bill list. What is the total amount of the bill list, and when will we expect to see it on the township website so we can all take a look at the bills that the township gets? For the solicitor's report, Mr. Solicitor, sir, what's your name? Chris Connors. Okay. Do you have no report? Do you know how Jerry's doing? Yes. Oh, good. Is he doing good? Yeah. Oh, good. All right, and some general questions that I came up with myself that I think you guys would like to hear. My questions are, what is going on with Sycamore Hall? I saw the for sale sign is down. What, if any, information does the council or the administration have on this? My second question is, will we have a Christmas tree lighting this year? And when will we start advertising for it? And one wish list thing that I would like for our Christmas tree lighting, which I don't think any other town does, is could we have a Christmas tree lighting with fireworks? I think that would be a pretty cool Christmas tree lighting. Of course, I did tell you 50,000 was a lot for fireworks. We could bring it down to 10 if you want. Anything for the kids. Questions for administration? Any word on hiring a business administrator? Any word on hiring a recreation coordinator? And I will also say that I looked on the township website for the job application, and I saw that we're hiring or looking for a recreational aide. I saw the price, the hourly rate that you guys want to give. $17.39 to me is a slap in the face to anybody that would apply for the job. That, if you come out at the end of the year, you're only making between $35,000 and $37,000. That's not a lot of money. You know, don't get me wrong. I want to save the town as much money, but treat your employees with a little more respect than the people that are looking for a job with a decent wage. People deserve a working wage, a living wage, that they can come home and, show their family that they care enough to get them some Christmas presents at the end of the year, not just pay the minimal bills that we all know are just continuing to go up. I mean, come on, $17.39, why don't we just make it $20 an hour? You're giving somebody some respect when they at least apply for the job. It's simple, it's a no-brainer. My next statement is, and this is, now since we're coming into fall, and well, I'll just leave it for that. All right, you guys got answers?
How many answers you want, Alex?
I'll take them
Bill
all.
list is 3.4 million.
There you go, that's the important.
Bill list is 3.4 million
Two,
in 2 weeks?
His first question, Harry, was on 278.
278.
That's a grant, correct?
Yeah, but what it was, we had to rebid this a couple times, so, and some things were changed in the engineering part of it. But the way I understand the paperwork, the grant, the additional cost will be covered in the grant. So it's not costing the township anything.
All right.
And
The escrow, I'll take the escrow one. Is that your next one?
Well, we did 279.
279, that's not for meters, that's for the equipment that actually
Reads them.
does the reading of the meters. It's a service contract for them. Yeah, and that's a one-year service contract,
Be nice if that was the price for the meters.
Yeah. But, so that's what that is. That's all I got right now.
As far as 281, one of the vehicles, I'm sure, is probably the one that was involved in a motor vehicle collision, so that's obviously due for replacement. And as far as the years, they vary on how hard the vehicle gets used. Some vehicles outlast others. I mean, they try to do the same maintenance on every vehicle. but sometimes some vehicles are pushed a little harder than others. If I had to guess, Jack, what are we looking at, probably 4 or 5 years they stay on as frontline vehicles?
I honestly couldn't, you're probably right, but I
Ballpark?
can't say that.
I mean, we used to put about 20 to 25 grand on it a year, so.
Yeah, and you can't count the mileage. A lot of these times, these cars are sitting, they're doing, their office is in the car. They got their computers, everything else in there. So they sit there, they're running the engine, they're not putting mileage on, but they're still stressing the engine with the heat on, the air conditioning and everything else. So you could have a police car, what, Perry, 130,000 miles getting replaced with a normal car, it would be substantially more. It's just they're run all the time. And then there's a lot of other things that, unfortunately, just like a taxi, the police department puts a lot of, they stress their vehicles that normal people don't do.
And does this price come with all the equipment that they need, or do we
No,
have to?
this is purchase price only.
So-
Ballpark 15 to 20,000 to outfit each vehicle. And I do know the one vehicle that was involved in a motor vehicle collision, that equipment off of that vehicle is going to be utilized as long as it's in working order on one of the other ones. So that'll save us some money there. Obviously, if something on there is damaged and can't be used, then that would be, replaced as well.
280, did anybody know why that account was closed?
Say that again?
Do you know why the account was closed?
Yeah, because there was money that was left over in an escrow account for planning and zoning variances, and it's $171.
Okay. And, you answered all my questions.
Don't we always?
All right, guys, thank you.
You're welcome, Alex. Oh, wait, there was one question. We're having a Christmas tree lighting this year, right?
As you're aware, we just hired a new
Yeah.
rec director. We drove around town Friday. I showed him some of we have a wealth of property within the rec department. But we did discuss that. He didn't seem to think that that was going to be a huge thing. We also discussed maybe some kind of fall activity. And he actually thought that maybe we could pull something like that off, even though it's not that far away.
Is that going to replace the Halloween?
We're not sure. I talked to some other person today, and they said maybe it would be like in the first week in November, so that it didn't distract from other activities that are planned. So they're still it's his first week, so he's probably, I'm going to guess, pretty overwhelmed. We do have advertisement out for 2 rec aides. Our thought is, we do have a director, it is his department. So if we can get 2 people that come in as aides, over time, we'll evaluate and then probably move one up to the coordinator position. And as was stated, I could be wrong, but I believe these jobs are civil service. So civil service kind of dictates the salary for the range and their job title and stuff.
Okay.
Those 2 jobs, they going to be part-time?
I don't know. I think they're full-time, but I could be, I know they're flex hours, weekends and nights, so it may turn out to be a full-time job.
Yeah, 'cause, I'm just going back to what you said a couple meetings ago about it's better to start them out part-time and see how they work out. Yeah, so,
Again, we have a new director, so I'm kind of putting a lot of this on him. It's going to be his department.
okay.
In retrospect to what you just said, I'm touching on Alex's comment about the $17.29 an hour. $17.39, I missed a dime, sorry. I'm kind of glad to see it, if that's the bottom end of the scale, that's what we're doing. Let somebody come in, and if they earned a position and they worked out well there's room to go up, instead of offering the sun, the moon, and the stars just to get them here.
Oh, yeah, I concur.
It includes full benefits with retirement, so it's only going to get better if they work out.
Excuse me. Hi, Vicki.
It's okay. Vicki Adams from 613 Sandra Drive. I only have a few things. 2/8/1/2025. I am all for the police getting new vehicles, but I just want to know if this was in the budget for this year.
It was,
And, okay,
for the vehicles and the upfitting.
say that again?
The budget included the vehicles and the upfitting of the vehicles.
Okay. 2/82/2025, the veto. I, as a resident, would want to hear the mayor's reason he vetoed this before I say yes to overriding it, because he might have some info that we haven't heard. So before I say, yeah, override him, I would like to hear what his reasoning is for vetoing it. I also going to go a little off the grid. I was in a business this week of I know the owner, but I don't know the owner. I mean, we're acquaintances and stuff like that. And she said that she was being charged for her sewer rate went up from being like $80 a month to like 200 and something a month, and that she was being charged interest for the past 2 years. Now, I know here in council, we've talked about the water bill in some of these businesses being charged the wrong thing, but we never talked about the sewer bill. And she went on to explain that they told her that it was because she wasn't considered a carryout, that because she had 4 tables in her establishment, she was now considered an eat-in, even though nobody literally eats in her place because they sit at those tables while they wait for their food. I just think that if there is things like sewer and water, that if it's our fault that they are not being charged the correct amount to begin with, we shouldn't be charging them the back, because we shouldn't be charging them interest on the back, because it's our fault. It's our fault as a council, as an administration, as a business. So this lady's forking out all this money for things that she didn't know. You know, all of a sudden she gets presented with this, and all of a sudden she's forking out all the money. She paid it. But I think it's unfair that we approach our businesses this way. Also, it was brought to my attention that she's not the only business that has these 4 tables considered a takeout, but the other business that she knows of gets paid the other rate she just got took off of. So I think there's a little bit of favoritism going on here in that. I'm not giving out names because it's not my position. I asked her to come tonight, but she's leaving town, so she couldn't. I'm just going to stand up here and say a few words for her. So, okay, that's all I wanted to say. And so I just wanted to know, Mayor, if you could tell me why you vetoed it, so that maybe there was a legitimate reason that, so I could know and understand.
There was a written document that I submitted, and I'm sure you can open that and get that. And then we did have Councilman Bianchini, that was you and Councilman Harper, correct? We did have a meeting in my office with 2 council members, and I explained some of the reasons behind what we did. I think I had Michelle HR in there too, because some of it has to do with the ranges of salaries, and it limits us on our hiring practices the way the ordinance was presented. So there was a couple of reasons why I vetoed the ordinance. I'm hoping council doesn't overturn it, so that we do have a little bit of flexibility with our employees if we're hiring or adjusting salaries instead of fixed salaries. But that's all I'm willing to say right now on that.
Okay, well, since that does not give me all the information that I would need, I would tell you to pass it, I guess, because I would want to know. I mean, I'm not saying that your points aren't legitimate, sir, but I am saying that it doesn't give me enough information. I can't go over it right now and get it and be able to tell you to vote, differently. So, okay, thanks.
And Vicki, as far as that sewer, I know they've been out, correcting water and sewer bills. I think I know the property you're talking about. They did an addition on there, and the sewer company, I guess, didn't correct the usage right away. Now, as far as the interest rate, I believe once they get it straightened out, the sewer department and the tax office will work together to make sure we don't charge them an interest rate. But until it comes to our table here, we can only hope that they're doing the right things.
Right, well, they were charged interest.
Right.
And they already paid it, because she pays her bills when they come in.
Right.
Okay? Like I said, when when it's our fault,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
we have to make corrections, we should suck up I know it's not good for the budget, but it's our fault.
Well, we shouldn't, yeah, we definitely shouldn't charge them for
Yes.
interest if we, if we can help it.
Right, but
Yeah.
and also make sure things are across the board, whether it's an addition or not. If it's 4 tables is a sit-down, then anyone in town that has 4 tables should be charged whether they add it on or not.
Well, like I said, I know they're out there correcting water and sewer bills as we speak, so. All right.
Council President, if I may. I know the business. I did talk to the business owner multiple times on this. The last time I talked to the owner, they were fine with everything, the way it was resolved and the way we were handling it. Apparently, maybe not as fine as I thought they were, but everything was good. There are rules in the tables that we have to follow. The EDUs are calculated by a certain method, and it's the number of chairs in the facility. And we can't vary that saying, well, the chairs are only sitting there for takeout orders, because I tried to do the convincing with our people too, saying, but they only sit there waiting for their orders to go, and normally usually doesn't eat there, but there are tables there with chairs affording that opportunity, and the law says, this is the way it's built, and this is the way it's going to be built, so we don't have a choice. Mr. Harper reached out today, I think it was, and I reached out with our Public Works folks. They've been diligently working on this list of, properties that need to be adjusted. And there was a listing. Harry, did you get that?
Yeah, I believe they've corrected 25 out of, I forget, 500, I think,
Yeah.
and they thought they were done or almost done, something like
Yeah,
that.
there was a listing, I don't know, you might be right, I can't remember the number, but
Yeah.
it was 20 or 30 properties that we've determined that they've been incorrectly billed. And I did sign the letters today that are going out to those property owners saying you have been incorrectly billed and you will be billed this additional amount of money. And this is what you'll be billed in the future because we've corrected the records to reflect the correct information.
Okay, with what you just said, though, that's fine that you do the correction coming up, but like I said, you shouldn't be charging them for the past. So does that mean that this person that was charged for 4 tables, if she removes that 1 table, she would then go back to her original rate?
I don't believe so because she has not 1 table, but she has 2 or 3 tables.
She has 4 tables. She
And
was
when-
told that it was because she had 4 tables that she was considered an eat-in. There are other businesses in town that I would consider takeout, okay, but they have 2 and 3 tables. And according to a website that says everything that's being charged, one of those particular places does not get the same rate as her, but they have 3 tables. So I'm asking you, if she goes back down to 3 tables, does that mean that she gets charged the other rate again?
It's not tables, it's chairs.
Well, okay, so we'll go count the shares in the other business and we'll reduce them. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Michelle Foreman, and I just want to repeat a few things that I've been hearing since I voted y'all in, or I voted for you when you got in. And Josh, I voted for you because you said you wanted to keep Pemberton Township rural. You said that at the BMIA meeting before before the election. You wanted to keep Pemberton Township rural. Harry, I have your card here. You said you're a leader against warehouses over development and saving open space. The other person I wanted to say is Matthew. You said that you will treat the residents with respect, and you said that you actually even would respect a female even more than a male. You might not remember saying that. I'll have to go back and look. Do you remember saying that?
Probably something along those lines.
Along those lines, right. And just to let you know, I am a female. I'm married, I have 6 kids, I'm straight as an arrow, I don't go any other way. Just, I'm a female. I wear sneakers, my Nikes, Air Force Ones, but other than that. Okay, just to let you know, at the last meeting, I want to thank you for voting no against this water project, and I want to thank you for voting no against this water project, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, and I apologize, because when I told you I have paperwork that says 1,100 units that they could do on the college, I was wrong. My paperwork says 1,430 units that they can develop on that college. This is paperwork that we paid $300,000 for the study. And when people say, oh, no, don't worry about that, they're going to do that in 40 years, don't worry about that, they're going to do Green Acres. Harry said at the last meeting, the county is not telling us what they're doing with that land. So nobody can tell me what they're doing unless you have it in writing on a piece of paper like I have right here. This is a piece of paper from the Department of, okay, I'll tell you where it's from later. Okay. So I just wanted to say, Matthew, at the last meeting, I tried to talk about this, and I talked about how the waters will affect development. And the person before me was a man, and he talked about how the water would affect development. And the person after was Pat Giverson. He talked about how it would affect development. But when I was talking about how these projects would affect development, you told me I was off topic twice. And also Joe, he's not here tonight, good thing, because I'm going to have it out with him too when I see him next time, because he told me, he tried to stop me from talking about it too, twice. And if nobody's going to say anything to the men who were talking about how this water project will affect development, not say anything to men, but call me out 4 times during that meeting that I was off topic. That's just wrong. And that's one reason why I voted you all in, because I had enough with that with the last administration, okay? I'm just going to tell you, hold on, let me try to think here. As far as that votes go, I think you all were wrong who voted yes to it. I think you should have waited, I'm just saying, I think you should have waited till after the master plan meetings. I'm just saying, that's my feeling about it. Also, they shouldn't have voted for this because they should have, all of you guys, you should have, somebody should have brought somebody from the water department in. If Tom McNaughton wants this, or what's his name, Tom McNaughton? If he wants this, let him come here and talk to us about why he wants this. I'll tell you why. Because this is going to benefit, he wants this money. I don't hear nobody from New Lisbon saying they need their water lines fixed right now. The other thing I wanted to say is that during the ordinance, because somebody said, I feel like somebody was trying to shut me up that night. Other people said they were trying to push me along because I was taking too long to talk. You said 5 minutes at the beginning of the last meeting, which I said, well, why is he saying 5 minutes? Because he times us for 5 minutes. Now, if you want to do an ordinance time, that I'm only allowed to talk for 5 minutes, I need to know that specifically, because in the last administration, they let us on ordinance kind of talk longer if we wanted to. That's what I remember. And so, how many minutes do I have left?
10 seconds.
Oh, no, this is not cool. So to wrap it up, I think that you guys all should have let the residents know why do I pay a water bill and then have to pay millions of dollars for infrastructure and repair on the water lines? Don't my water bill pay for some infrastructure on the water lines? And then at the last meeting, we'll talk about that next time. I'm not going over 5 minutes.
You're fine. And if I offended you in the last meeting, I apologize. That wasn't my intent. So I apologize.
Well, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Michelle.
Pat Guthrie, Birmingham. Alex impresses me. He impresses me every single meeting. And I'm really touched that a lot of times he texts me his notes. And there were a couple things that he had that he wanted to ask about, and I'd like to ask too, because I think his questions are very, very good. So I'm just going to read this to what he sent me. And it says, we are now pretty much in the fall and winter, and it's right around the corner, which does, I'm sorry, Alex, I'm butchering your words, the speed bumps that are down. He's just wondering when they're going to start picking them up so we don't have them destroyed when the snowplows have to come through, causing additional expense for the township. So that's one question. And my other question concerns the new rec director. If you can please reiterate on what's going on with his position, because I know it was before his time that the water carnival got canceled, but I'd like to know the status of the trunk or treat. And also, there was talk earlier about the tree lighting, what's going on with the tree lighting. And, from what I understand, he's being overwhelmed. We had 2 young ladies that were doing the job for half the amount of what he was getting paid. And they were able to get the job done in addition to doing their own jobs. So if you could just shine some light on, this trunk or treat and tree lighting has been going on for as long as I can remember. And to think because, this is just kind of being thrown in his lap with what we're paying him, he should be experienced enough and trained enough, especially since he's getting paid as much as he is, to get the job done. So if you can just go over the rec director's position and whether or not these events are going to take place, and also answer Alex's questions about the speed bumps.
So I'm not going to touch salaries, because we know what happened the last time we spoke about salaries. The speed bumps are not coming up, correct?
No, we've had them in for, I think, 3 years now.
I think, is it 2?
Has it been 2? We haven't removed them yet. If we get a minor or snow, our guys that drive the plows know to slow down, lift the plow, go over them, drop the plow, go. We haven't marked where the bumps are. The plow drivers can see the markings, and we haven't had a problem with it, and I don't foresee a problem with it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think if they try to remove them, it's going to cause more damage to the road.
Patty, I was just going to add to that if I could,
go
Mr.
right ahead.
President. They were the worst purchase ever. And if you remember the gentleman who was sitting in my seat before he gave up his seat, I agree with him, not on very many things, but on the speed humps, we agreed 100%. They were a mistake. You don't pull them up. How many holes are drilled into that asphalt? And what happens in the wintertime? Moisture. Every one of those holes fills up with moisture. And what does ice do? It expands. It cracks your asphalt. So you're going to put them down one time, even though they're portable, your best bet is to just leave them, and you're going to have to buy more. We were trying to push to get asphalt speed humps. That's the whole idea of to deter speed, you need an elevation, you need a carry, and then you need a de-elevation. The whole reason for that is so that the entire vehicle gets on top of the speed hump at the same time, and then the vehicle goes off one at a time. Not front tires up, front tires down, then back tires up. That's when vehicles bottom out. I mean, I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about, but the whole idea to reduce speed is speed humps. They should have been put in various locations in the town with asphalt, not spending all that money on those portable ones, because now they're not portable, they are fixed. That's all I have to say about that.
Your answer?
And excuse me.
Oh, go right ahead.
From what I heard you asking, and the simple answer is, if it's not broke, don't fix it with the Halloween and the tree lighting ceremony. Am I correct? I mean, we've had it for as many years as I've been coming here, and I think we should continue on with it. It was a success. I don't think we should change the Halloween.
So I guess,
Pushing it
do we
into
have dates?
Pushing it, well, not yet, but pushing it into November, let's not forget, we do have an election coming up, so that affects things. It's something the kids, I mean, I participated in it last year, and it was a very successful event, and I think we should just continue on with that. Same with the tree lighting ceremony, we should continue on with that. Maybe if we want to add a few little things, that's fine, but, don't veer off the road that's been successful. That's my thoughts.
Now, the intention currently is not to cancel either one of them.
No, we drove around, like I said, Friday. This is a man's fourth day, for crying out loud. So we drove around, and I heard from an employee that was talking to him that he was thinking about doing it on November the 1st or whatever. But when you start something, you spitball ideas, and sometimes they're the right thing, and sometimes they're not. And I did explain that we do a tree lighting ceremony and how we do it, and he didn't seem to think that was going to be a big hurdle for him. So that looks like it's still on track. I mean, sometimes you do new things, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Just like the speed humps we mentioned earlier. I've already come to the conclusion we won't buy them again while I'm the mayor, but I am pushing for speed tables. I'm sorry?
I said, not if they're over 3,000 apiece.
No, but I am trying to push Public Works to put speed tables on Pemberton Boulevard because that's a raceway. And I'm trying to get them to evaluate Evergreen and see if we can get them there. The only problem with Evergreen is there's so many driveways and twists and turns in the road. There's regulations they have to follow to put them in. So we don't know if we're going to be able to do that or not, but we are, and then we're possibly looking at Hunter too over there in that area. So we are limited because of the money, but we are looking at doing this and doing it slightly different. And the speed tables is what I'm recommending to Public Works right now.
Well, Halloween is like a little over a month away, so when do you think we might have the date set for the trunk or treat? Because there is some preparation that goes into place for that.
I don't know. I talked to the man on his first day of employment Friday. I haven't had a chance to talk to him again.
Okay, so hopefully you'll get on it soon, and maybe they'll post it on the website for Pemberton.
I'm hoping so.
That's it, thank you.
Good evening, everybody in general. I got a lot of things to say, and I hope I can cover my 5 minutes. Number one, this is a question be going to the mayor. What happened with the portable pots? Portable pots are not a luxury. They are a necessity. We gotta go to the bathroom day in and day out, 24/7, okay? And we're entitled to that. We are a taxpayer, and Pemberton Township is the only park they do not have portable pots year-round. Every single township I go, they are there. As a taxpayer, I like to see my portable pots back. Doesn't matter how much they cost a day, I don't want to hear. We got plenty money. Somebody got to pay. As a taxpayer, I'm entitled to. And it's a shame because when the children come to the park and practice or play, when I'm walking, you know what I got to tell them? Hey, we don't have portable pot. When they would, but we used to. Okay? We cannot go there because the police will be looking for us. Then you got a mother, you got a father, harass them. Okay? Okay, now my next thing, I'm going just to shopping, walking every place. Presidential Lake Beach, around the water. were hollyhocks. Probably they put the seats there. I did not put the seats there. But each time public work go by, they will walk it. But Country Lake got their beautiful hollyhocks around. They don't whack those. I'm going touching the Inter-Presidential Lake where I have my flower. I've been appreciated what they've been done in the past, and they can continue doing it. Stay away from my flower bed. All my flower, the money I spend in wildflower, in regular flower, every 2 weeks, we walkers come by. Please, that's not my place to approach the coworker or the worker, okay? Administration, they got a supervisor. I brought it to their attention. I called the public work. From now on, when I call them, I ask for who I'm talking to. I know they don't need to tell me their name. I know that. Okay? So far, this Friday, I will be in the entrance and check if they're going to walk my flowers. I do not appreciate that because like a desert right now. Okay, the next thing I'm going to touch is in reference to the recreation director. Recreation director, we got problems. With the water, we got problems. Why do these people doesn't come in here and answer our questions? They're getting paid for. I want in their paycheck coming there. Okay, in reference to the Sycamore Hall, I was doing science today. The weeds are so high. I was wearing boots, and still all the stuff went in my boots. Why we don't ask? We got the code enforcement. But what the code enforcement is doing, sometimes he harasses people that he's not supposed to be harassing. Why he doesn't harass these big businesses in town? That's when they should harass. And I pray to God every night that we will have that historic building back in the future. I also brought it up in the past. In Presidential Lake, walking around, North Carolina and Kinetic Trail, there is three blind intersections in there. Nothing has been done about it. Code enforcement go by every day, harass the other people that they don't have no business to. But these people haven't been harassed. 903 Kinetic Trail, I've been brought it out to their attention. Nothing has been done about it. Well, my next question to the township, it is, that every single empty house in Presidential Lake or the whole Pemberton Township, they are paying their taxes? I just want to know, because in that case, we should have plenty money. I know how many residents are in this township and how many houses are. The former business administrator stated to me when I questioned one day in front of this podium. And you gotta give me seconds, okay? In reference to the water, the American water, that these people doesn't know or are so stupid that they don't understand the Presidential Lake do not have a city water? I receive a letter every 3 days. You got to connect it. You got to pay this. You got to pay that. How stupid they are. Okay. Like I stated, the recreation director should be here in the meetings. And the trunk trick or treat should be. It's not what he decided not to do it. We are a township that every year we depend on that, and all the residents are looking at the children. The Christmas, where one thing I noticed, I'm going to ask a question, you got to give me a chance. Mr. Thomas Carter passed away last week. I attended the funeral yesterday. The Pemberton Township sent anybody to represent the township in the viewing? You did? Thank you. Because he was a council, not only a council, he was a resident, and he belonged to all in the military and everything. Okay, what I noticed one thing that I hope in the future we will do, on September 11, we had 23 people perish, and some of them were here from Pemberton. I did not see a single flag laying around and represent the 23. But you know what I'm going to do next year? If I'm alive, I will take the bill. I want a place where I'm going to put all those 2300 flags. Didn't have nothing in here. And it said, we should not do that. Okay, tell me the lake store, the old lake store. I leave that in there. They got to answer me what is going on with the old lake store. They say, I know there was for sale or in taxes, what happened? Just answer me that and answer me about the poor old path. Okay, thank you. There is 2 questions or 1 answer. Poor old path.
Jack, didn't we have in the budget to buy some porta pots this year? I know we rent them, but I know we talked about buying some.
I believe there is money to buy like 3 or 4 a year until we get what we need. I think public, again, I'm assuming Public Works is prioritizing, since we're just starting to get budget money flowing, to more important things, like you had mentioned last week, the jet truck and some of the other things. We could probably get porta potties in January and February and have them in-house and ready to go in the springtime.
I mean, I just know they use those, sports fields almost all year round out there. So, it's something that probably needs to be addressed.
The problem we've experienced in the past is vandalism.
Vandalism.
Wintertime, it gets dark at, 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the kids are getting, they're home from school, 4 o'clock or whatever. They tip them over. And it's a problem. I mean, we opened the bathrooms at the beach this year and last year, I believe. We had a resident volunteer. They got a key to the bathrooms, and they were going down there in the morning, opening the men's and women's room so that people could use the bathrooms at the beach. And we had kids taking ATVs, turning them backwards and doing burnouts, throwing all the dirt up into the bathroom. There's a septic out there for those bathrooms. They were clogging the toilets every other day with toilet paper and paper towels. We finally got it stopped when we repositioned the cameras, and we could actually record them doing this vandalism and go after the parents. But, I mean, do we promote the vandalism, or do we try to avoid it as much as possible? And with nobody, I mean, the kids are in school during the wintertime, so they're not using the sports fields nearly as much as they are during the summertime. So I made the decision to pull those back. We're paying rent on 2 of them, one in PL and one in Country Lakes at the park right there by Spring Lake Boulevard.
So they're all gone now?
I believe Tom pulled them, yeah.
Okay,
Labor Day was the day.
okay.
Ro, do you have any answers for the code enforcement and the grass at Sycamore Hall?
Thank you. So when someone else had got up earlier, I already emailed, text Kevin to get out there tomorrow. And as far as the owner, she does have somebody that she's working with, and I know nothing else.
Working to sell?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Who's next? All right. We'll close public comments and move on to resolutions. Any appetite for consent agenda or any particular resolutions you want to speak to?
And since Ro is here, I'd like to ask a question about 276. I think she can take care of that.
Josh, Perry? In your motion. Motion?
Make a motion to accept the resolutions as adjusted.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Okay. Resolution 276, 2025 authorizes various routine refunds in the amount of $775.
Rose, since you're here, I'm trying to make sense of these resale refund applications. How exactly does that work? I mean,
Okay, so we had a few applicants, and the realtors had put the application in, and then the deal fell apart, so there hadn't been an inspection yet, so they asked for a refund.
oh, okay, so the deal didn't go through, but if the deal went through, there would be no refund.
That's right.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. And with that, I'll make a motion to approve 276, 2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes.
Go for it, Danny. All you.
Resolution 277-2025 authorizes cancellation and refund of property taxes on property owned by a qualifying totally disabled veteran.
Okay, for the record, and I want to be perfectly clear on this, I have absolutely nothing against disabled veterans in this town. The problem that I have, and hopefully Matt can answer it, last year when this came up, we had quite a few disabled vets that we had to refund their taxes, and there was supposed to be legislation in the state. The deal is, this is a state law where if you're 100% disabled, the town has to refund you your taxes. But the township still has to pay the education tax and the county tax. Last year, it cost us $2.5 million in refunds. Pemberton Township and Willingboro is the biggest community for retiree military people, who I love and respect. But if it's a state law, we should be getting some compensation from the state, because we cannot afford paying for their law. And that's the question I have is, have we heard anything? Is there somebody from the state that we can contact? Because we can't continue to do this.
Danny, on that, did anybody happen to take the time to add up the total cost that were?
Harry did.
Oh, yeah.
So did I.
Yeah, this time around's 125,000 just on these new,
And we just can't keep
I mean,
afford paying for it.
yeah, we're refunding like
My calculator was off.
64,000 and we're losing 125,000.
So there was an assembly bill that was presented in the most recent session, Assembly Bill 941, that would make the tax exemption for veterans reimbursable from the state back to the townships. If the bill moved forward, I believe Senator Tyver supported this as well. And I haven't heard nothing about it since, and I think it died. Once it went to the, I just want to make sure it was referred to the Assembly
Military
Appropriations
Affairs
Committee. And it died there, is my understanding.
Council President.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you're probably more aware of this because you were up in that area. These bills get introduced all the time, and they go into the Military Affairs Committee or the appropriate subcommittee. And sometimes they sit there for years and years. One that I've been keeping an eye on, because I am a disabled vet, is the proportional property tax. So if you're a disabled vet at, say, 40%, the state forgives 40% of your property tax. But part of that bill, if I remember right, was the state would reimburse the municipality for that tax the veteran wasn't paying. That sit in committee, I believe, for a good 10 years. And last year, it actually did go out of committee onto the floor, and I think it died on the floor.
Just whenever we made it to the floor.
So there's a process. Unfortunately, sometimes these things take, if they actually do pass, they take forever.
And it's not lost on us. And I've been tracking it. I've been feeding Harry information as I get information. But there's no information to give right now.
Chris, do you have any suggestions on how to handle this?
Everything that's been said up to this point is absolutely correct. The comments of the mayor are absolutely correct. Having spent 34 years in the state legislature, half the time in the Assembly and half the time in the Senate, and served as a ranking member of the Senate Military and Veterans Affairs Committee, that bill, in fact, had been reintroduced session after session, along with the bill that would provide free reimbursement for the veterans' property tax consideration. And what happens is the bill gets released from committee, and then it never gets posted on the floor. Or the Assembly bill will pass, come over to the Senate, and then they amend it, and it's ping-pong back and forth. The plain fact of the matter is, sadly, is the state of New Jersey just does not want to live up to the commitment of a state unfunded mandate that it hands down to the municipalities. So it's great passing a law saying we're going to take care of our veterans, but it's the municipalities and its taxpayers that are actually faced with funding the bill, and then has to make a priority choice in all the other services that you provide in doing so. And it's sad. It's very sad. Unfortunately, I don't have a recommendation. Every so often, we have elections, and there are people that will be coming around asking for your support. You want to make sure you get a commitment before you offer their support, because this is something that affects every municipality in the state of New Jersey, some more than others, because some do find their home to a greater percentage of population of veterans, and there's a reason for that. They find this municipality is a great place to live, and you're trying to effectuate programs at the least cost of the taxpayers, and it's one of the reasons why they retire and stay here. But remember this come November. That's my political, it's not legal, but it's political, and understand, I mean, unfortunately, in government, things are politically driven. That's just the way it is, and so have to be mindful of that. Republican, Democrat, doesn't make a difference. Somebody comes here, asks for your support, ask them what's happening with the veterans reimbursement, and that they're going to get your support only if they consider that. Thank you for the leeway in my comments.
Sorry, I don't have a better answer for you.
So,
You know, I mean-
everybody talk to whoever you're voting for and see what they're doing.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, need a motion.
Make a motion to pass 277, 2025.
I'll second that.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes,
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Okay, number 9, ordinances for second reading, public hearing, and/or adoption.
Council President, may I ask a question before you get started
go
on
ahead.
that? And forgive me, maybe I should have asked earlier, but I forgot, to be honest. The very first one, and Rosemary's here, so maybe she can help me on this, is Chapter 62, Affordable Housing. And I know there's been some correspondence recently, specifically from Mr. Mark Rumza, making some suggestions, and one of the emails I sent to him was, well, we're editing it. I'm hoping that that's part of the new ordinance. And he wasn't so sure about that, so he recommended maybe tabling this for this meeting.
I did see that email. You are correct. I did see that.
And reviewing that before we vote have the public hearing and vote on it the second time. I mean, it is up to council, but I just want to bring it to your attention that there may be a minor adjustment to this before, am I correct?
Just so everyone's aware, I believe that Mark assisted Jerry in marking up the ordinance that you have before you, so I'm not sure if he could just look at his work and just compare the two, but I know that we are at a time limit to get this back to the state, so
when
if
is that,
it's, right.
What's the time limit?
They want it back now because they gave us the recommendations and they said, get this fixed and get it back to us.
Is 2 weeks going to kill us?
I'm not sure. It's, it's the affordable housing, so, I mean, they're pretty strict, but I don't think it's going to kill us. I mean, if we need to get Mark to get with Jerry and just check it out, that's fine.
Actually, Ro, this would end up being more than the 2 weeks because this is up for public hearing. If they make changes now, it has to go back to introduction, publication. Yes. So you're talking 2 more meetings.
What's the implication if it's wrong?
So this is all for our fourth round affordable housing? Okay, so yeah, it's important for us to get it back. It should have been done the first time.
I believe Matt was asking, Ro, with the wording the way it is, do you see any problems with the wording the way they are?
No, I don't.
I see a problem with it. Shock, really? Okay. I read it thoroughly. You can see everything that was crossed out on it and rewritten.
Yep.
But for the life of me, when you have as many slumlords as we have in this community, why should they have a preference over the people in this town that absolutely deserve it? When these guys came in town, they invested in the town and they're slumlords. Why should we make sure that they get money to fix up their shacks where they get their checks from the county? And that's really upset me when I read that, and it's in there a half a dozen times. They should be on the bottom of the pile, right? And then, code enforcers should just write the hell out of them with violations till they get their places fixed. It shouldn't be on us. And that's my opinion. You guys do what you want with it.
Danny, I don't disagree with you.
Our tax-paying people in this town deserve it before a slumlord.
Go ahead, Josh.
Well, my 2 cents is, and I didn't know, I didn't check my email today or the day before, but if Mark says something's wrong in it, I'm going to take him at his word. So I'd rather wait. If Mark says there's something wrong, I'd rather get it right.
And then we can ask the question if that wording could be changed.
It should,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's me. I just don't think that we should take care of slumlords,
No, I agree, 100%.
Not when we have good people in this town that deserves it, and they don't get it because we run out of money because we're taking care of slumlords.
Do we have a motion
Residents
to
should come
table it then?
first.
Oh, we have public comment here. Can I have public comment?
You have to have public comment tonight,
If
and
we're going to table it?
I think you can table and forward it to the next
You
meeting.
can table, well, there's a couple of ways you can proceed. You can have second reading and then carry the ordinance. But if you carry it, you're carrying the ordinance substantively the way it is. I'm sorry. Red means go. You could vote to carry the ordinance. You don't have to even have you don't have to have public comment. On second reading, you can carry it, announcing the date, time, and place in which you'll have final adoption and public hearing. In which case, then, the governing body could adopt the ordinance as it is on the date that you carry to without further advertisement. However, if there are substantive changes, as you have indicated, Madam Clerk, then it would require that you reintroduce the ordinance. And then you would have to go through all the advertisement in first and second reading. Now, I don't know what changes that Mr. Runza had in mind. If they were minor changes that were not substantive in nature, then you could amend it without substantive changes. But if there are going to be, then you're just as well table this ordinance and then go back to the drawing board and reintroduce a new ordinance.
Couldn't we approve this as it is and then make amendments and have another reading? I mean, that would get us
Well-
through to the state and.
You could do that. You could enact the ordinance as is.
Yeah.
And then go back and make changes to it if permitted. Now, I'm going to say you need to get counsel from your affordable housing attorney, because all of this is part of the affordable housing program.
Right.
In which case, the courts really, overlook through a consent decree as to whether you're complying or not. And if you don't comply, then you're subject to a builder's remedy action, and someone can come in and build, pretty much anything they want. And then whether that happens or not, that's, you roll the dice. But that is yet another avenue you can do. You could adopt it just the way it is and then hope to be able to make changes to the ordinance. But I can't advise you to do that, unfortunately, because I don't know what your Affordable Housing Council is.
So if we carry it and there's substantive changes,
Then it would have, you could make the changes at the second hearing, but then you would have another
exactly.
public hearing.
And if we table it, it's the same timeline.
It's pretty much the same time. Now, you're still talking 60 days or 2 months between
Exactly.
first and second reading. So I don't think you gain any more by carrying it.
If they carry it and it is determined that no changes are needed,
Well,
then
therein
then they can
lies
adopt
the
it.
benefit of carrying it.
Yes.
Because the way I'm hearing it, there might be some changes
There's a
and
question
there may
as to
not
whether
be.
it needs to be
So
changed, yeah.
if you carry it, you can adopt it without any changes at the next meeting.
And then we're only at the 2 weeks, which Rose said would be
Correct.
okay.
Correct. But
If there's
understanding
changes
what
anyway, they have to go those.
Councilman Dewey has mentioned, they are more substantive than minor changes.
If we're allowed to do those.
If you're allowed to,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
allowed to do those.
Trying to find his email right now to see what he said.
So what you may want to do is, if there's a way to communicate with him at this point, you can proceed with anything else on your agenda and then come back to it if you want.
I can't find his email. I don't want to hold this up anymore. What's
Danny, you're saying the way it is right now, that the landlords get the first bite of the apple, basically?
Well, they're in the position to apply for it. So let's say if you have 10 guys come in, and I, want to renovate my shack that I'm getting paid for by the county for Section 8 housing, and then somebody comes in here that desperately needs a roof and doesn't have the funds to do it, they could be SOL.
So is there a way to write this, Ro, you know about it better than anybody else, a way to write this so that,
would that be a substantive change?
So.
you understand what I'm going to ask?
Yeah, I
I'm not
do.
I want to get the words out right, but I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, so our ordinance originally that we had in the code was not up to standards of the Council on Affordable Housing. So Mr. Remsa, he did the first edits, and then Mr. Dasty did the second round of edits. So there's only a few questions that came back from the Council on Affordable Housing. It wasn't that much. So I don't think it's substantial, changes. I think it's some minor changes.
So Mark's concern was with the mandatory affordable housing set aside.
Okay, so Mark is the one who amended the ordinance in the first place. So if we need to make the changes and
And it
council
would be
feels.
substantive.
Yeah, well,
It would be.
if that's what
Yeah.
you think,
All right,
yeah.
then may I suggest this? May I suggest you make a motion to carry this ordinance? Okay, and we have to disclose the time, date, and place in which this will be carried, so that everybody who came here this evening to testify or weigh in on the ordinance has due notice of when it's going to be considered again. If you, in the meantime, get word that we have to make substantive changes to the ordinance, you just reintroduce the ordinance at the next meeting.
next meeting, do the
same Okay, thing, so you try to stay kinda- in the
same timeline.
Yeah. Okay?
So do we have a
So
motion?
you have to announce the time, date, and place in which the ordinance will be considered further, and that it will be a motion to carry to that date and time.
You're right, Chris, but if you read that total ordinance, a lot of it doesn't even pertain to this town. You know what I mean? There's just, it's probably covers the whole state, but there's got to be some corrections in there.
Yeah, right. So it'll be a motion to carry ordinance 27, 2025, an ordinance of the Township of Pemberton County, Burlington, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 62 Affordable Housing, in which case the ordinance will be carried to
October 1st.
October 1st
6
at
p.m.
Municipal Building at 6 p.m. So there's a motion
Is
on.
there any further discussion?
Motion?
Motion on the floor to carry ordinance 27, 2025 till the October 1st meeting.
Second?
Second?
October 1st.
October 1st, 6
Mr.
p.m. here.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
No.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Okay. Ordinance number 28, 2025, an ordinance of the Township of Pemberton, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 25 entitled Fire Department to create the new position of per diem firefighters. Public comments? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve ordinance 28-2025.
I'll second that.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Number 10, new business. 10A, purchases over $3,000. A1, Police Department, purchase of Guardian tracking contracted services for 6/27/2025 through 6/26/2026. Your agenda reads 6/26/2025. That was just an error. Should be 6/26/2026. From Vector Solutions in the amount of $3,019.94.
I make a motion, we approve the ordinance for $3,019.94.
Second that.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. New business 10B, 1, Ellen S. Catalano, Soroptimists International of Rancocas Valley Candlelight Vigil on South Lakeshore Drive. This is for a parade permit. Candlelight Vigil on South Lakeshore Drive on October 3rd, 2025, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I make a motion to approve the.
We need a public hearing on
We have to
that.
have a public hearing on this.
For a permit?
This parade permit, it always requires a public hearing.
All right.
Seeing no comments? We have a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Item number 11 on your agenda, approval by council required for payment of vouchers on bill list dated 9/11/2025. Discussion?
Doesn't work.
Hang on, I got a question here. Jack, I think I sent you a question about the bill for JEV for the Phase 2 of the New Lisbon project. Is that complete now, the bill we got on here, or, you know, what phase is that?
I don't think I got an email on it, did I? I missed it then, Harry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it should be done, and if it is,
I think for that project, I think there was like 9 different phases on it. I think we're on the 9th phase right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's for payment on that whole project.
Right, right. I just was wondering if it was done, because we've had some questions about doing the finalized papers so we get our grant money back that were needed and stuff. That's why I was just wondering if this is final phase or not.
Right, but, I mean, that JEV, the
JEV,
JEV project
yeah.
isn't done by any, and it won't be done for a long time, because part of that is tied up with this water bond.
Well, no, that's a whole nother phase. I mean, this,
But it's still part of that project.
okay.
It brings the pump houses on.
Oh, yeah, 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 I understand that, but
Okay.
we bonded for this one in a separate bond ordinance, so we should get, if the paperwork gets turned in and finalized, we should be getting our share back of the grant money, that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
So I just like, if you could check into that when you get a chance, let us know how we're making out.
Will do.
All right, thanks. That's the only question I had.
We have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the bill list.
Second motion.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Bianchini?
Yes. Solicitors report. No report?
Council President, I have no report.
Jack, anything?
Sure,
I don't have a report, but I do want to remind everyone, I think last week was the first week of school. So our children are out running for school buses, getting out of school and playing and chasing each other and everything like that. So I'd just like everyone to be a little bit mindful when they're driving in these school and residential areas, that you could see kids darting out in front of you where before you might not have seen that.
Before we get into council comments, I just wanted to recognize an individual that Ms. Phillips brought up, Dr. Tom Cathers, who passed away, former councilman, very active with Veterans Advisory Committee, and the various veteran service organization. So I just want to recognize him at this meeting. He was a leader in our community, a wonderful gentleman who was planning on actually getting back involved with the VAC when I spoke to him last year, and unfortunately that did not happen. So I want to let his family know we're praying for them, and just may he rest in peace. Ian, you want to kick it off?
At the last meeting, we had a little bit of action up here, and it didn't get mentioned, but we lost a very good member of our community, Dwayne Jenkins. A great family. They did a lot for our community. Charlie and the family spearheaded the playground across the street. They supplied labor and their workers. There wasn't too many things that were going on in town that the Jenkins didn't have their hands on it, as far as donations and jumping in, and it's a tremendous loss for our town. Matt just mentioned Tom. I've known him for a lot of years. Last time I talked to him was right in here. I think it was a month ago, in our other meeting where he showed up. And it was a shocker when I heard it. And he was very, very great person. All my colleagues, I gave you some paperwork, homework on things that are going on around here. So hopefully we can fit it into our next meeting and discuss it. It's certainly eye-opening, and we have to address it. I think that's all I have. I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and have a great evening, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.
Okay, my turn. Right now, I got a couple questions for Jack real quick. It was brought up earlier about hiring 2 recreation aides and stuff, and you know, I realize that department's been understaffed for a long time, you know. We had some good people doing it, you know, single-handedly for a long time. And again, you know, you said it was full-time, but it just bothers me a little bit, you know, because we only had, I know there's money's there, but we only had 2 people put in the budget for this year for that department. And yet, you know, code, and which I've heard Ms. Phillips and others bring up many times about how codes, you know, not getting around to everything and all. And there's probably close to $500,000 in a trust to pay full-time code officials, but yet you still won't address that. But, you know, and you told us that you wanted to start out with part-time code, but here right off the bat, you're hiring full-time rec aides. Where's the difference? I mean, you know, I just can't fathom this. We got a place where there's money to pay for 2 full-time people, and you won't hire them. And then you got a place that we only accounted for 1 more full-time person, and you're wanting to hire 2. You know, where's the balance? Rec doesn't make us any money, code does.
As I said, I think they're full-time, but I'm not 100% sure on the rec department. We have had openings in the rec department that have been funded that haven't been being paid. So we figured that we do have the money in the budget for those 2 positions, or we wouldn't be hiring them. In the budget for, I believe you said code enforcement, we did include in the budget 2 part-time positions, and that is funded. I believe they've been interviewing for those positions, and I think, well, I don't know what the status of those are. So there is action going on that, Councilman. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, you know, there's money for code for full-time, but you won't hire, and, yeah, but here you're talking, you know, I brought up the ad, it does say full-time, so, yeah, I mean, it's not apples and oranges, it should be the same thing, you know, I mean, actually, it is apples and oranges. Code is apples because there's money there, it can be done without hurting the budget. You know, there may be money there, but, you know, I think we should treat each department equally and according to the needs. Yeah, it's all I got to say about that. I hope we get the date for Halloween. Like I said, it was a successful thing the last couple of years. A lot of people need to know as soon as possible about that, and the Christmas lighting service. I appreciate everybody coming out. You know, I won't hold you up anymore. Have a nice night. See you at the next meeting.
Not so used to making comments with so many heads still in the audience. It's usually a lot later, and there's only about a half dozen of you left. Before I begin, Jack, do we have any update on a BA or no?
As a matter of fact, do you mind?
Oh, go right ahead.
Council President and I have talked about this a couple of times over the past about week or 2. I'm doing what I can.
And my comments next, I want to be clear, it is absolutely no reflection against this current administration. Okay, and the only reason I'm going to speak on it now is because it's already been in the headlines. For those of you who haven't seen or don't know, one of the biggest decisions and one of the biggest issues facing the 5 of us for the first couple years is going to be making sure that everything that's on the books is in the best interest for the taxpayers of this town. That's what you've asked us to do. We were very big when we were running on saying no more warehouses. We have one example of that at the end of Birmingham Road on South Pemberton Road. Everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. Most of the residents in town, not just Birmingham residents, were 100% against this development. Yet the developer, to the previous administration, nothing to do with Jack, came on board, promising the moon and the stars. Didn't only want to build this one, wanted to build 5 more behind it. Didn't only want to do that, want to develop the whole corner of Birmingham Road right down South Pemberton towards the borough with, what was it, high-rise apartments? High-rise apartments. Okay? Promising the world. Well, I don't know if any of you's heard, but back in April, again, back in April of 2025, Mr. Dadoon, the owner of that warehouse, was formally charged with federal charges. Okay, during COVID, he violated the PPP sanctions from the federal government and stole $3.2 million from the federal government. In April, he pleaded guilty. Wasn't a trial, he pleaded guilty. His sentencing was this week. He was just currently sentenced to 41 months in prison. I say it again, the one thing we have and the one thing we are going to do for you guys is vet these people coming in. If the homework had been done, the residents did the homework then, the residents brought it to the council's attention that this man was charged years before building this warehouse in another warehouse in the Brunswicks with nearly electrocuting an employee to death and then lying to the police department during the investigation. The reason I know this was brought up was because I personally brought it up. It was just overlooked. He electrocuted the man and they hid all the extension cords before the investigation began. Then he pleaded guilty to lying to the police during the investigation. So if you don't think we have some cleaning up to do and vetting of the businesses that want to come in here, we are committed to that, and we are committed to you to make sure that this kind of incident doesn't happen again. We don't need our name in the paper for something like this. You read the article, thank God we are not mentioned. Just multiple businesses in New Jersey. We don't need this in Pemberton Township. The $500,000 a year that the guy gives us for a $700,000+ tax break per year for 30 years, we begged this guy to come here for the wrong reasons. He's not good for Pemberton Township. And we are going to make sure we do our vetting ourselves. The people that we've asked to do vetting for us do jobs very well, and it doesn't cost the taxpayers a dime when we have the vetting done. We do it on our own, and so do our residents, and we trust our residents when the information they come back with, because they come back with factual information, and we use that for our decision-making for all of you. That's what you put us here for. Do we want development? 100%, absolutely. But when that building goes up, or that front door opens on that business, we want to stand there with the company cutting the scissors with Jack and be proud that we brought it here, because it's nothing but the best people and the best intentions for the residents. Good night.
Well, I think this is a new record so I'll keep it short for this council. So I don't see anybody fidgeting around in a chair. But thank you all for coming in. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you on October 1st. I do want to point out, though, Councilman Dewey's right, and I feel like I need to say something, and not just because Danny said it, but the Jenkins family were close family friends to my family. So that's very respectful, Danny. Thank you for bringing that up. Dwayne was a good man. Helped my father do the landscaping down at the Wawa and Country Lakes when that whole shopping center was built. He was a frequent visitor to my mom's flower shop. Would always bring me brownies every Christmas. So I love him very much. And we have a huge loss in the township with losing Dwayne. So thank you very much for coming out. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on October 1st. Thank you.
Need a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry, you.
I used to skip with you, I'm sorry. He's got to be home before 8.
Maybe. I might have some things to say. Well, I apologize for not having as electrifying as a meeting as the last meeting. But I got to tell you one thing, Mr. Harper does a great Jamaican accent. But Jack, I do have one question. I sent you an email to forward to Roe about some complaints, some code violations that a resident had sent me. Did you forward that on to her? I think I sent it to you yesterday or the day before.
Was that the one with the pictures?
All the pictures on it.
I thought you sent that to her.
No, I sent it to you.
I did send that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did send it. I have mixed concerns on that. We can discuss it
Well,
later.
I didn't have all the information. I figured Roe and her code enforcement people could look at it and provide some more feedback.
Yeah, I did send it to code enforcement, and then I had my concerns on it.
Okay.
Which may be different than yours, but I did send it this morning.
Okay, I appreciate that, thank you. Well, thank you for being patient with us. We are working on a lot of things, and when it might seem that we are, it might seem like a lot of inaction at times, just that things take time. We're trying to fix a foundation here. So if you don't see a lot of progress on something, it's not for lack of effort, it's because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of things to fix. So with that being said, thank you all in the audience. Thank you, everybody that dialed in online. Have a good night. See you on October 1st. Need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
See you later.
Thank you very much, Pally, appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Tell Jerry what you want to replace him.